All right, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we are, game number 2. We got Complexity gaming up 1-0 over DooWop here in this best of 3 series. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Trell Fear on the Beyond the Summit 2 channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy to be here. We got, all right, so we got Complexity. You know, they got to be feeling better about themselves. Okay, that's out of the way. Now let's get down to business. Now let's see what happens here in game 2. So, Wisp coming out with the first pick. I want to say that was the first pick last game as well, so no surprise there. The band's also very similar to the same, I think. Batrider OD and Drow Shadow Demon, so a lot of similarities. There's a little different. Axe coming out. First pick. That's our first pick, Axe. Drow, what do we think?
Yeah, strong hero. They want to be able to maybe pressure IO if he stands right next to his mate, you know, with the tether. I'm interested to see if they go for more kind of anti-Wisp heroes in the remaining of the draft. You gotta wonder if DooWop wants to take now a page out of Complexity Gaming's book.
Oh yeah.
With the Nyx Assassin. What a combo that is, right? Like being able to just scout someone out, do a lot of damage yourself, set up with the stun, Wisp relocate in, the rest is history. And I you know, if it, oh, they're actually gonna go for another Leshrac pick.
Wow. They really
That's
like
really
Leshrac.
nice setup. That's a really nice setup though for Leshrac. And I mean, apparently he didn't need it last game, but if he needs it, Axe is a great one to use with the Leshrac.
Yeah. You know, I know you keep bringing up the Nyx, but there are other heroes that have that capability, right? There's like a Ricky, a Bounty Hunter. Like, could those heroes work too with that sense of?
So with the relocate though, if you have a bounty, you typically want to have the support. So that means you're going to be missing out on a laning support that can help your safe lane. So unless you have a bounty off lane, which I just don't think works well because, you know, sentry, you can just easily buy sentries and dust and force him out of lane, and he just won't get any levels. And so and also both Ricky and Bounty, they don't do good damage like a Nyx does. They don't have a hard stun like Nyx does. The great thing with Nyx is not only does he get the movement speed, he gets the invis, but he also has a stun, and he also does a lot of damage himself. So you don't need to supplement so much damage with the Nyx. He almost does it himself.
Yeah.
So I just think Nyx is the primary, just the best. And on top of all of that, even without the ganks outside of all of that, you get to the, you know, the pushing part of the game and towards the end game, he is just a monster when compared to someone like a Ricky and a Bounty.
Yeah.
With the Ag stun and the Ag's mana burn, and of course the Carapace.
There's a Kunkka coming out for the band, that is, for Complexity side. So, again, Kunkka's very popular potential hero. Definitely sets up very well with Rome. And right now, you know, decent lineup for that for DooWop. Of course, Sand King with their second pick going to be used. So both teams definitely have some strong team fight presence in a way. We'll see if that idea continues here or not.
I'm wondering if DooWop want to kind of put the Sand King against the Axe, thinking, haha, we got the Sand King against your melee hero, we're going to crush it. But then you have mind games, like, are Complexity Gaming going to go dual lanes and help out the Axe, like a Dazzle or something like that? Is DooWop going to think one step ahead and say, oh, well, we're also going to like farm our Sand King and help him out and do dual lanes, so maybe Sand King Wisp and help him out that way? Or are they just going to sack all that and just go off lane Sand King and then maybe Wisp Tiny mid? Maybe take a page out of Complexity Gaming's book and do the Wisp Ursa. Ursa's quite good against Axe because even if you already cast an Overpower and Axe gets the call on you, it's not really the damage being applied to Axe from auto attacks, so he's not going to nullify it with the extra armor, but the Fury Swipe is going to go through, so he doesn't really care about the Berserker's call.
Huh.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, they take out the Undying there, another 4 support option, so that seems to be the focus of Complexity when it comes to their bans, at least this time around. The Juggernaut taken away by DooWop. Now thinking about their final one here.
5 seconds remaining.
But, so for the Axe, I know you're kind of talking about that, so where do we think, is he going to be in the jungle, you think? Or?
Well, I've seen them run it in the jungle before with Z-Freak. I mean, Z-Freak notoriously is known as a jungler. If you remember back even in the Han days, he would jungle crazy things. He would jungle all sorts of heroes. So that's not out of the realm of possibility. Most typically, I'd expect Mu to be playing in the off lane with someone helping him. And they can exploit that too, because the Wisp is just very, very weak in lane. So with that knowledge, I think DooWop needs to go a dual lane mid with Wisp and then put something strong as a dual lane top that can deal with an axe. Typically a ranged hero, accompanied by a strong nuker, something like a Razor, Venge, or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing random things out there, but they just need to fit that formula of ranged hero, or just any combo that can feel comfortable boxing out the axe and dealing with a potential axe dual lane, something like an axe dazzle. One more thing I wanted to add: if they do go the Sand King off lane, that kind of fits the formula of the I'm prepared to gank you with a relocate behind me. Like, Sand King gets an early blink, he finds a hero, they start the relocate, he jumps in, blink stuns, and then the relocate happens. So it kind of fits the same formula of a Nyx. And yeah, I think with the Disruptor being picked up, it is going to be a Sand King offlane.
Yeah. That option there is more of the 4 instead. So Glimpse seems like it could be pretty good against the likes of something like an Axe. Glimpse him back after he blinks in.
It also could be a block pick against Complexity because Disruptor's very, very good against Wisp. Being able to send someone back then with the relocate, and then they're just kind of sitting there without their Wisp, and then they're screwed. So, yeah, maybe a block pick, maybe just a pick they wanted themselves.
Yeah. Mirana, by the way, obviously coming out for Complexity, so feels like we've been seeing a lot more of the mid Mirana as of late, so to maybe guess there with that. So if that's the case, they probably still need their 5 position as well as then their 1, of course. So opposite sides of the spectrum there. We'll see what they end up with. Any candidates? I mean, Oracle's still on the board. I wonder if he's going to be an option they're thinking about. A little more defensive idea, but...
You're talking for Complexity?
Complexity, yeah.
Yeah, we're assuming, again, this is going to be a support Leshrac. I guess we didn't really assume that last game. We kind of thought it was going to be a core. But, yeah, I think they're just going to do more of the same because it worked last game, right? So Leshrac support, Mirana probably mid. It's hard to say. Oh, they actually go with the Razor. Okay. Interesting.
Screams we want to be team fighting earlier on in the game.
Well, and team fight's good if you have the heroes to deal with the Wisp relocate.
Yeah.
I mean, Razor, he always builds a very tanky with the Dragonlance, maybe Dragonlance bots. If he goes Dragonlance bots, BKB, how are they going to kill him in the mid game? He's just going to be unstoppable. So I really like the Razor pick. That could also be a block pick for DooWop. I mean, they could easily go Razor against an Axe too, which is a common counter, at least in the laning stage.
Yeah, draft going back and forth right here. It's like, all right, now it's DooWop's turn to see what...
the Waterman.
The Waterman, huh? I know him as Morphling. But a nickname of his, I guess. All right, so Morphling coming out.
I don't think there's too much rhyme and reason with this pick in terms of, like, oh, I need to pick this Morph against this. Except maybe you have the replicate against Axe and you can use it to farm or spin to win against the enemy. But I think this is just a straight up, I want a hard carry, and Morphling's one of the best. so
I think
it's as simple as that.
Are we expecting that to be a 1 Morphling?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, yeah, they banned Storm Spear right there, so ban a mid option. Instead...
Yeah, Storm is very good against Razor. Razor just kind of tries to go for a Link and just doesn't do anything. So doesn't have enough right-click damage to do anything to a Storm. Doesn't have any stun, so I like that ban. It also would have been a good setup, or it would have been congruent with the Sand King Wisp relocate kind of idea, where Sand King jumps in, they relocate with the Storm, and Storm just goes ham. Ooh, I like that ban too from DooWop. I forgot about this hero, the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, he seems like a very niche support for some players. Like there's some like again at the MDO, it's Jerax, of course, known for playing. And then another guy, Dogfight was his name that I recall that played it very well at that event. So
okay,
don't know if Z Freak or something like that is known for playing it, but
I think a Puck would be really really good here. You got a lot of I guess Razor isn't going to have a lot of low HP, but you got to leap away from Mirana. The silence would be amazing against Leshrac and Mirana. Razor can't really deal with a Puck in terms of being able to run through the coil or catch him when he illusionary orbs and things like that. And it would also just set up nicely with a relocate and Sand King stun, and it gives more space to Morphling. I'm a big fan of the Puck here. We'll see.
Yeah, now that would kind of make sense too with this whole 4-1 idea. You let Morphling do his thing, get that farm while the 4 kind of our gank squad basically going around the map, setting up kills left and right. So yeah, Puck definitely makes a lot of sense.
I don't think you want to sit back if you're DooWop. I know you have the Morphling, but if you sit back and let Axe get get his core item and then let Mirana get an Ags, you're not going to want a team fight against Axe Blink, Mirana Ags, Razor, whatever he wants. That's going to be really, very strong. So I think you need someone that gives a faster tempo here for DooWop in the early game, and I think Puck would fit that. But we'll see. Maybe they want another core that can, if like, hey, Morphling might get contested, let's make sure that we're at least getting farm on this core, and he can carry too.
5 seconds
But we'll see.
remaining.
Oh, QoP is kind of the same
Similar
element of thought.
yeah.
Doesn't have as good of crowd control, but definitely has some good bursts and has a blink ability too.
Yeah.
And typically a good counter against a Razor, especially if you predict it to be a Razor mid matchup, which I don't. But I think Puck would have been a little bit better, but it's still similar concept.
10 seconds.
Right, so this final pick, I mean, are we looking at the... Wow, okay. Looking at the one, apparently.
Support Mirana, I guess.
Yeah, all right. So mid-Razor, off-lane Axe, and then you got Mirana, Leshrac support, yep.
Well, that's not too bad for DooWop in terms of Razor versus QoP. QoP is fine against that matchup.
True.
At least in terms of where other heroes will just suffer immensely against a Razor, QoP is thought of as a good counter to Razor. So,
Why do you think they were set on the Anti-Mage? Is he considered good against, like, the Morphling? I mean, is there something here that's like, oh, that's probably why, but...
Well, they're just like, okay, you got a farmer that we're gonna concede the top lane. Like, we're gonna let you get the farm. So if you're farming, we're farming. And but it's kind of weird that they have all these big fighters and then they have an anti-mage. So maybe these fighters want to give space, but these are fighters that need items before they fight. Like Razor needs items before he fights. Axe needs items before he fights. So in that sense, it's a little strange to me. It's also strange that Morphling, taking the replicate of Anti-Mage, just doesn't work with it. They both kind of go against each other. Anti-Mage, if he gets really fast Manta, can jump on the Morphling, drain his mana, and kind of screw him that way. But late game, I think Morphling has a big edge on Anti-Mage.
Yeah. All right, well, they're set with the Anti-Mage pick, it feels like, going into that final one, so Complexity sticks with it. And here we go. Again, Complexity up 1-0 in this best of 3, so trying to close it out here. Advance on a losers bracket matchup that would, of course, knock out DooWop if they were to lose here. So early vision down. You have Sand King. Now, he's seen doing this. They saw him over here, so yeah, they ping exactly where they believe he was. And look at that.
He didn't TP down here, did he?
I don't think so.
This is why you TP now. This exact reason. So ward wasted. And next a bit of gold inside of Complexity. So... Yeah. That's why we see teams TP now a lot. So Moo actually built items that say he wants to contest this top lane, which is a little strange because if they stay up here and stay strict with their lane assignments, I don't think he's going to get much against a Disruptor and Wisp hurting him. So we'll see if Z-Freak wants to help him out. I'm not sure how much help he can provide. Arrow coming out, not going to hit. And Wade 2 gets the rune maybe for a fast bottle.
Yeah, let's see, actually bring that. Usually we see the mids pick it up, right? So kind of curious to see Wisp get it there, but I guess that makes sense. Get that fast bottle, which he actually almost has enough gold for now. So takes control of that. And here we go into the middle matchup now. It is going to be Razor versus the QoP and the Wisps here.
Man, these anti-mage blades are badass, aren't they? Those are the coolest things I've ever seen.
I'm watching way too get beat down, man. Holy crap.
I'm watching cool friggin' cosmetics, man. Get your priorities straight.
I will. All right, over to anti-mage now. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Those are bright.
Good open stun hit by Melons. Flea spent no time trying to dodge that one. As the level 1 Caustic Finale leveled up, Melon's not with... Actually, he's got 3 armor. So he doesn't really care too much, and definitely won that exchange.
Puts in the right clicks. As Anti-Mage kind of pushed up a little bit with him, so see how Sand King fares all throughout. But again, mentioned Melons, definitely landing some nice stuns last game there, despite not having the decent setup. And talked about the Axe this time around should ideally help that, make it even easier. As the progress of the game picks up. Top lane, looks like the harassment is real onto Axe as expected. He mentioned all the tangles he has especially to help deal with that, but Disruptor making sure he knows what's up. Z-Freak's running top. Clarity currently on him, so he's going to go for a play here.
I don't agree with them putting the Wisp mid. I think they needed to just focus all their attention on this top lane and really shut down this Axe. This is the most important hero for Complexity right now in terms of the first 15 minutes. If he has a good time, Complexity's going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And I think they really needed to spend more time shutting him down. Razor, not the most impressive hero in the late game. And he's going to do fine, I think, no matter what in the early game. But, and he's still got 8 CS, so not doing too badly. But Axe he's level 3, man, at 2 minutes against the lane that really should be doing well against him. Putting some damage up onto Jason. He actually had a call ready, but didn't feel comfortable just using it right there.
Man, but yeah.
Man, this top lane is kind of hard for DooWop.
Apparently, that Battle Hunger doing work. Yeah, Disruptor have to run all the way back to the tower, even using that kinetic field very defensively right there just simply to get away. Z-Freak, by the way, he picked up the Illusion Rune right in front of Wisp, who was trying to bottle it up, so the nice steal right there, and one of those tempo gains in favor of Complexity. Way too, speaking of him, going to run into the jungle. Notice Mirana in here. I don't know if Z-Freak can get a solo kill, but simply going to harass. I guess he does have an Illusion with him. If he lands an arrow right here, but no, the tether comes out. And he'll be fine back in the middle lane. But yeah, spending some time here. Here we go with the link from Cancel. God, way too nearly dropping. Survives enough through it though, but
I think this top lane's a disaster for DooWop. Axe is getting way too much.
What should they be doing differently? Like how should they be playing it?
This is a lane you have to win in like the first minute. You need all your supports up there. You need to gain creep equilibrium. You need to just have it where you can box out the Axe and he is forced to go to the jungle. Especially since they should have seen his items. If he went like Iron Talon, then you're like, okay, he's just going to go jungle, whatever, I can go help mid. But he went laning items. He went Stout Shield, lots of regen. So that should signify that, okay, he wants to lane up here. Who is his lane partner? What kind of help could he get from a Potom? Very, very little. So I think these are all like tells and hints that told DooWop to maybe lane top, and I just don't agree with Wisp being mid. I think it's not doing enough, and I think the Axe is getting way too much up here.
Oh, they almost got a kill attempt on a Disruptor right there, but good job reacting in time. Obviously, Mirana kind of in the lane. Moo was hiding around. Tried to get in for a Berserker's Call, just out of range, though. But, yeah, so it's one of those cases you almost have to accept what's being done now. I mean, can they rotate Ziz elsewhere? Like, I guess they really can't, right? Because maybe mid, but that wouldn't even make a whole lot of sense right now. So
you keep morphling up here, but, ooh, nice dodge of the call right there. This could be a little bit of a misplay by Moo, and yeah, Moo will fall. This will be first blood in favor of...
Who's going to get it?
It's actually going to be the Wisp, which is totally fine. Oh, arrow hits on Zizzy. Can he morph strength fast enough? He can. So he will be okay. Leap out from the kinetic field. So a nice boon, or a nice surge of gold here for Way 2. That's very fortuitous that this happened, because this could have been a big snowball lane here for Moo.
Situation like there, I like to refer to my caster's curse coming out. So talking about how positive Moo's doing and how well he's doing, and all of a sudden he's dead. So sorry about that Complexity and Moo.
Let's try it. Let's try it again. All right. So
Quap is doing fantastic here.
You know what? Anti-Mage is destroying his lane right now. Just absolutely getting every last hit.
I mean, he's not dying. Come on.
Hey, we'll see. We're just making an experiment here.
That's
all right?
true. All right.
He's destroying Flea, who only has 5 CS, level 3.5 in 5 minutes. And I think that JK is just absolutely dominating. No way he could... yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, Sand King, not much he's going to be able to do to set up any kind of kill. But yeah, to your point, though, I mean, JK is actually farming very well down here at the bottom lane. Obviously, the Battle Fury is in the works and definitely going to be that first in line here. So, pause coming out. Not exactly sure what the issue is. Anyone say anything? No. Just go. Okay. One of those pauses. Good to go. Back into the action here. So got Moo. I mean, Moo, despite that kill earlier, he's still not afraid to stand strong up here at the top lane. He's pushing it up quite a bit. They do have the vision behind the tower, so they got a good idea of maybe where somebody is at if pressure is coming. Speaking of pressure, middle lane is possible. Disruptor and the Wisp roaming around. There's a smoke. They're heading bottom. Maybe? No, they're flanking around mid, looks like. All right, well, Razor.
He doesn't have much mana, so that could be a concern, and actually just used the last of it, really. I don't know if they get this kill. Maybe TP support? TP support?
Nothing.
It's pretty tanky. Zizzy, in the meantime, dies up top while this is all happening. Cancel actually ran backwards. What?
What is he doing?
I think he could have just ran away and been fine, but decides to give up a freebie for some reason. At least they get the Morphling up top, but yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine.
Well, yeah, so my guess is that... Oh, wow, this arrow's going to hit, by the way. On his snaking right there, but I think he's fine. My guess is that he figured that Quap was going to blink in, and so he's trying to juke that almost.
Okay.
But as we saw, I mean, Quap was taking the tower damage. She was pretty low on mana. I don't think she was going to do that, so... I think that's just one of those, he had the right intentions, but he actually would have been fine if he just kept running kind of deals. But
yeah, and oh, Link applied, gets 17 damage out of it.
But yeah, you talked about Morphling ties with the top lane in the meantime, so actually not too bad overall for complexity.
And Axe got the kill, so he's going to go for, well, he bought a lot of build-up items, so he bought a full wand, Windlace plus infused raindrop. That tells me he's probably not going to go for the Vanguard. Probably just going to rush the Blink after that. So, and I like that. I would say for me personally, I like the Blink over the Vanguard first 9 times out of 10. Unless you're back laning at level 2 and you're just destroying the safe lane so hard that you can get the Vanguard Blink at like 13 minutes anyway. Then it's okay, but... See, move?
Oh,
putting the moves on the Ziz.
Yeah, he's just running right up and it's like, come at me, bro. I mean, there is support nearby. Disruptor is here. So I need to be careful not to commit too much. Thinking that no one else is here. Melon's just rotating over. So Melon's level 4 right now. A little bit different pace than the last game. He was actually getting levels like crazy last game. So
different skill build, too. He leveled up the Lightning Storm very, very early last time, but has omitted it so far.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's the Edict here instead.
TP coming in from Sand King. He wants to do something. He's only level 5, though. Very, very little farm as well. And he's clearly being seen. I don't know what that TP was about.
Yeah.
He TP'd into creeps, and now they're just going to back away, and... I don't understand that TP.
They tried to catch with the kinetic field, but obviously the channel up on that, it takes a little bit of time to actually go off, and Complexity was already running at that point, so... Very greedy attempt, for sure.
I will say, though, that at the very least, Cancel has very low CS right now. Doesn't have his boots just yet, only 29 CS in almost 9 minutes.
Wow.
In mid, you typically want to be around 50 is an ideal, but of course, you know, things happen, dual lanes happen, all that jazz, but this is quite low for him, so... But you got Anti-Mage in the meantime, just free farming as all hell, like 75 CS, he's where he needs to be. Very, very high, actually. He's going to have like a 13-minute Treads battle period.
Ziz,
so.
oh, sorry. There's some spins coming out. If you got a couple, he might still have something here. Wow. Morphling is going to be fine. Now here comes the Sand King. Samu committing a little bit too much, too cocky with it. Gets a spin off. Going to try to run with Battle Hunger. It ain't going to happen, though. Morphling gets the last laugh in the end with the kill. So, I mean, Moo playing pretty balls right there. Axe players tend to. That time just not enough in the end. Gets turned.
Yep. Good roaming there from the Sand King, right place, right time sort of thing. Bottom lane, way too taking a ton of damage. He is dead, I think.
No!
Oh, he's not dead.
He is not.
That's got to be a level 1 mana burn. Ooh. I think if that was level 2 mana break, not only would have done more damage with the auto attacks, but would have drained more mana to produce more damage from the mana void, so... that's kind of weird. Typically you see at least level 2, sometimes even level 3, depending on the matchups coming out of the mana break. The only time I see it staying at level 1 or sometimes omitted is against a Shadow Demon, but he's obviously not against that, so... Huh. Okay.
I mean, against the Morphling, is there value there?
No. That's something you just kind of disregard.
Yeah.
It's not even that effective until later stages of the game, because you're not typically running into each other, you know? Typically, Morphling's farming, Anti-Mage's farming. You're not going to run around the map looking for a 25-second, you know, replicate at level 1 or whatever it is. 30 seconds.
Quap here. What do we expect from Quap? Is this an Orchid kind of hero? What do we say? Oh, jumps can't stay in the middle lane. Going to be using that Sonic Wave. No! The stun comes out at the last second. Here's some turn potential now as Axe charges in. Gets the Berserker, call them both. There's the one slam dunk. Can he get a second? No, he cannot. Snake King more than enough life. In fact, here comes Sand King now. And Moo's going to have to fight this whether he likes it or not. There's a Sonic Wave to guarantee the kill. As Z-Freak runs off to the side to pick up a haster, and he's going to jet on out of here, it seems like. But that arrow, though.
Snake King was just not sure of himself. He was juking himself, really, with winding up the ult. He was afraid to get juked, and I think that they would have killed him. It was true damage, and I believe Razor was at like 280, and I think it's 290 on Quap's ult. Yeah, it's 290. So, they're pure damage, true damage. I always say the wrong term. But, yeah, just was not sure of himself and wasn't as confident. But I guess a 1-for-1 You know, Wisp for the axe is totally fine too, so it's not like they lost out on a lot.
So back to the co-op here. What are we expecting with this build, you think?
If you're farming really, really well, I'd say Orchid against Anti-Mage, but he's not... Oh, you know what? He's got 2 kills at 52 CS. So he's farming well, I guess. Yeah. You just don't want to get a slow... Like, if he dies, and he's going for an Orchid, and he starts to die in the process, and it turns into, like, a 20-minute Orchid, that Anti-Mage is going to have Manta, like, relatively, like, very, very soon after that. And then your Orchid becomes completely useless. Unless, of course, you're going on other heroes, but you want to shut down an Anti-Mage, so... It's kind of a gamble. If you go for the Orchid, you got to be very, very careful to not die and continue snowballing.
See some team support coming out here. They got a stack going. Muet's actually going to take it, and Anti-Mage actually just pushed to the top lane, and it's going to farm up here now. So it seems like Complexity kind of moving their position a little bit right here. Seeing that the bottom side of the map somewhat taken over by the Dire. They do got a fairly aggressive ward in the jungle over here. To help with that. As far as wards, I mean, there's actually pretty aggressive wards also, though, coming out from Complexity's side. As we do see. So both teams trying to get that opportunity there. Gonna start
really good vision from Complexity. The deeper the wards, the better, generally. And they got a pretty good deep one here that's been up here for like 5 minutes. And then, of course, the one around Roshan. DooWop's trading right now, but I think this favors Complexity just because of how far ahead this Anti-Mage is. I mean, he is just so farmed. And after this tower, he's going to have, his 13-minute treads Battle Fury.
Razor by himself. Razor in trouble. He's going to go in, actually pops the link. Connect Field going to come up, though, with the ultimate disruptor. That means he's silenced. Flea charging in. Lands the easy stun. I mean, that was just cocky, I feel like, from Cancel. He really was kind of manning up by himself.
Yeah, and showed no signs of trying to juke out Disruptor's spells and just kind of sat there in there. So that was very, very interesting. Freebie kill there for DooWop, and Razor's very, very underfarmed right now. This is a hero that doesn't really come back with farm either.
No.
So he could be a non-factor if he's not careful and keeps feeding off a couple more, but again, you got this crutch of Anti-Mage that's just so farmed right now.
Yeah, exactly the crutch as you call it. I mean, that's kind of the one that's, okay, well, things are all right because he's doing pretty good, but it does definitely hurt having a underfarmed Razor, no doubt, for Complexity right here. You see Melon's middle lane. He's got the aim. He's going to set up a stun right here. Going to go for snaking. He misses it, though. Man, he's landed some impressive stunts throughout the first game, but that one, not so impressive.
The relocate was definitely not needed. I think he was scared they were going to pursue him or kill him. Very interesting relocate.
Panicked a little bit.
I will say that Flea has recovered very nicely. He's got a Tranquil's Blink. He had it at 13 minutes.
Oh, wow,
very good timing for himself, considering the how the laning stage went.
Yeah, not too bad at all. You know, he was definitely struggling at the beginning of the game, understandably, as you mentioned with the laning phase.
He's got 600 net worth on that Razor.
Yeah, that's where it hurts for Complexity. Speaking of the Razor, oh boy, he's in trouble once again. They dive in pretty aggressively this time. This wasn't necessarily his fault. He can't really do much about it. It does get Moo coming in, though, with a big Berserker's Call. Oh, but he gets glimpsed backwards. That's the power of Disruptor against Axe, as mentioned. Well played right there. And now
nice
actually
stun.
Z-Freak by himself. The Blink stun to secure the kill. That's momentum here for DooWop.
That's 2 instances of having your Sand King with good farm. Blink stun onto the Razor, didn't expect it. Blink stun onto the bottom, he wanted to save his lead. Now another Blink stun onto Melons. Not able to follow up with enough damage, but very close. At the very least, they're applying pressure and keeping fear in the heart of Complexity. With the Blink coming in from Axe, maybe looking for an opening, but he would only have 1 unit attacking himself, and that's the hero he was going to go on, so he probably wouldn't spin enough.
So he got
of course, if it was me in game, he would have spun like 4 times and I would have died.
Of course, yeah. If he got glimpsed like all the way back to the top, didn't he? Because I think he TP'd in. So
yeah, he did.
That's so unfortunate. Yeah, because he was just nowhere nearby as after he got glimpsed right there. But man, that's what makes that Disruptor pick, or one of the reasons why he actually seemed to be a pretty powerful pick this game.
Powerful pick and a good block pick. You know, I feel like Complexity could have easily gone for that themselves. The bottom pick doesn't seem to be working out all that much. I guess they got a couple of good arrows, but weren't able to capitalize on some of them.
Yeah, you know,
and even more so, the Leshrac pick has literally done nothing. He's 0-0 and 0. Oh, but we're going to see a skirmish here right now. Oh, ult being channeled by the Sand King.
At the center, he will Burrow strike in, cancels the victim, it looks like. The team support, they're up here, but they're not running in. They're distracted by something else over here. Mel is distracted by the Morphling, but he's by himself now. They're split up all over the place, and Mel's the one in trouble. Relocate, meanwhile, from Wisp. to get away. Mel's going to survive. No, he cannot. Despite the Murata ultimate, Invis is not strong enough. And he goes down. Yeah, that was just a case of complexity being on 2 different pages right there. They were split up, you could tell on the minimap, as far as what to go for.
Well, they still always got this anti-mage, and they have an Orchid coming out on the co-op right now, I think. Does not have the Manta yet, but he's closing in on it quite quickly. Z-Freak does not have a leap available for 20 seconds. Blink coming in from Moo, gets it on 2, dunk onto 1. The ult from the Disruptor is actually stopping the progression. Big ult on the snaking as he falls with JK being in the right place at the right time. Moo trying to find some more Battlecry onto Zizzy, but he's at full HP, full mana. Can easily just waveform. He actually uses the stun. Waveform here in 1 second. Can he land it? He does.
Yeah.
Very nicely done by him.
But the background, we're not done just yet. Cancel's like, all right, now it's my turn, bitches. Pops the link, gets the stun from his teammate. And Jason is going to be picked off. There we go. Meanwhile, Sand King, he gets further away. He'll be fine. And that will be the end of it. So at least some positive for Complexity and Cancel there at the end, of course. But again, also Anti-Mage surviving. I mean, I feel like we're broken record saying this, but Complexity has Anti-Mage doing very well here.
He has 200 CS at 17 minutes.
Holy
That
crap.
is some of the fastest farming I've seen. And, you know, he's going to make this Orchid kind of useless. They're probably going to get 0 Orchid kills on the Anti-Mage before he gets this Manta, and that's not what you want. If you're QoP and you're thinking, how is my rate of farm compared to the Anti-Mages? And right now it's just too far behind. Obviously the Orchids can be used on any different hero, but you typically want to use it against the Anti-Mage before he gets that Manta, but it's just not going to be in time.
No. I mean, yeah, the net worth, more than 3,500 net worth more than Morphling really, who's next in line, so... Yeah, he is doing very, very well, and definitely kind of that saving grace in a sense for Complexity, because it feels like that DooWop really has kind of controlled this game a bit, and they've been winning these fights, and obviously the 11-6 hero kill explains that. We talked about Razor several times now. I mean, he really is just struggling big time, so not expecting much.
Moose snipes out the courier as it's going back after delivering Zizzy his Lincoln, so nicely done by him. Oh, Blink stun here on Melons. Waveform plus the stun. The arrow does hit on the Zizzy. They can maybe do something, but he does have his strength gain, and yeah, Moo thinks better of it. Doesn't want to have any of that.
Kind of just stares at him and is like, yeah, not going in.
Yeah.
Runs away right there. Yeah, that was, I mean, Leshrac, he was seen going in there, I'm pretty sure, by the creep wave. So, oh, by the way, Glimpse back onto Animage. That's huge. And a chance right here. He's going to go for the port, though, and he is smart to do so because they have no way to stop it. Good reaction.
And has the Manta. And he's not buying it, though. Why is he not buying the Manta? Oh, is he going to go for Lincoln Sphere in between? Interesting against a QoP with Orchid. I'm not sure how I feel about that. This has been a very popular build-up lately from Anti-Mage, is getting the Battle Fury into Yasha, skipping the Manta and going for the Lincoln Sphere instead. But I would think against an Orchid being present and available from the QoP that you would want to prioritize that Manta, but it might not matter considering he's farming so damn fast that he's got his Perseverance basically right now. He just needs another 1,000 gold for the Lincolns, so yeah, it might not matter just because goddamn his farm is huge.
It just continues to go back to that.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. There is the Orchid, though, on QoP
For some reason, I thought he had it like 5 minutes ago. Why did you think that?
He's almost there. But now he has it, so.
Pretty late, actually. Considering he's 4-1-4, his CS is not high. 19-minute Treads Orchid is not the best timing in the world.
No. Oh, Pink's heavy bottom lane, but not going to be able to make a play down there. Complexity trying to find. Yeah, you mentioned the Mirana pick. I want to go back to her real quickly. She does have the headdress on her now with those arcane boots, but yeah, this is not the Blink Dagger Axe Scepter Mirana game for sure. Melons, he's going to get caught here by Sand King. There's a relocate, but right into the stun, actually. Beautiful stun by Melons. Doing plenty of damage, and here comes the enemy to self-secure the kill on a whiff.
No,
Ziz will be fine. They want to chase? No, they're not going to. Well, it makes it a support for a support in the end. Eye for an eye, we can say.
Flea wants to go on someone.
There's a Burrow Strike. Has bait, though. There's the call coming out. The arrow in the face, and Flea will go down. Cancel now joins the party as well, so numbers definitely in favor of Complexity, and DW realizes that.
That was a really awkward initiation by Sand King. And yeah, look, it doesn't even matter, because he's like, I don't need the Manta, I can just farm a... Oh, they think it's real.
Don't kill it. Oh, he ports in, actually. Just ported in. There we go with the turnaround, and JK's in trouble. The Sonic Wave not going to be... Yes, it is enough, actually. It does go down. Meanwhile, the Berserker Call of Axe out in time. He falls as well in the midst of it. How about that port back from Morphling into the illusion? Settle
it worked
that
out really nicely, and they baited him into a very nice double kinetic field static storm ulti from the Disruptor, and had Anti-Mage gotten his Lincolns literally 1 second before, he would have blocked the glimpse coming out from Disruptor and would have saved it. 1 second is all he needed. I see an initiation here onto Melons. The Orchid damage is going to be enough. The deny attempt from Cancel not successful, and in the meantime, they're taking Roche.
Well, so they finally kill Anti-Mage for the first time this game, slowing down his net worth pace a little bit. And as you talk about Roche now happening, so this is going to be an Aegis, is it Morphling we think, or?
I would say
perhaps?
Quality's TPing out,
Okay.
so I guess so.
Oh yeah, no, I have no choice
He's gonna want to
now.
buy. He's gonna want to buy Boots of Travel too, because he just simply doesn't have item slots and he needs that TP.
Z-Freak's dead, by the way. Yeah.
Is under attack.
He places a sentry ward right before. Probably figures there is a ward there, and he is right, so take care of that eventually. But that's what Quap was doing, taking care of business at the top.
Taking care of business.
Every day. Oh, where was it? Oh, I thought we had something going there.
I don't remember the lyrics. I just know that part.
Isn't it taking care of business again? I think it is.
Are
So.
fortified.
You had
I've
the
always
easy
been
part.
awful with lyrics.
All right, well, Mirana dead, so again, her impact. But actually, going back to that point, not that that axe is like bad on her. Obviously, it's very good, but does she even get axe this game, or is this so far behind where you just can't really farm it?
Way too far behind. Unless something drastic happens and they win a team fight and she happens to get an ultra kill, she ain't getting an axe.
Yeah.
And the great movement from DooWop, like they're like, okay, we don't want to just secure this Roche. Why not secure Roche and get another kill at the same time? So Snaking forgoes taking the Aegis, gives it to his buddy Morphling, who I think should be buying something. Okay, he bought a Ghost Scepter. He just wants the shotgun, I guess. So no TP available for him. I guess he's relying on Replicate and Relocate, which is fine. It's just fine.
Yeah. Obviously, at this level of play, if this was a pub match, then maybe a different story. But
Exactly.
when you have your teammates here to rely on and communicate and everything, I think that can work. The relocate there, especially. So, trying to find other. I mean, how is Razor recovered? He does have the Dragon Lance, has a Hooded Defiance here as well.
So slow in his farm progression. It's just really, really bad. And this is the part of the game where blink in from Anti-Mage. The Lincoln Sphere, though, the damage is negligible from Adaptive Strike. But this is the part of the game where the Replicate becomes a huge factor in fights. If he's able to find Anti-Mage in the middle of fights, use that Replicate, now with the level 4 mana break, he can just throw it onto a Leshrac, throw it onto an Axe, drain all their mana.
Yeah.
They don't have any illusion clears like Lion, so that Morphling's just going to have free reign with that Replicate.
Oh, takes off the Lincolns once again. Look at the Imbus, but Moo actually gets seen, though. So the Smoke of Deceit, not going to work right there. However, Smoke's still on. Mel's in the background, places that ward down behind the tower. Heavy Peaks coming out.
Broken there by the Wisp.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah,
I don't think this mech is going to do much for Mirana. I'm kind of worried about this. We'll see, though.
Yeah, armor seems like it's never a horrible option, but I guess against the Morphling, with that shotgun build, as you called it, is that even really going to be that good? So, yeah, this isn't a very heavy physical team, so it's not a
Lincoln
priority.
forward here aggressively from Snaking, trying to look for something. He's going for the Axe, by the way. Vanish. Pot of Multi coming out. They want to go back on to DooWop. They do have a relocate available. They don't really want to go on to Zizzy, although they could maybe burst him down, but no, they see the Wisp sitting behind him, so I don't think they're going to be able to use this Pot of Mult. Manta up for Anti-Mage, Blade for the Morph, and the Axe completed by lots of big items coming out for both teams.
Timing right there, yeah, jeez. For across the board. What are we looking at with the Axe? What does it do here? Just basically buffs the Sonic Wave?
And then it makes it a very low cooldown. It's only 40 seconds, so.
That sounds strong. Oh,
Yeah,
they
you can
see
spam it.
Melons right here. Sonic Wave not even needed in that case. They just burn him down. Obviously, JK a different story and kind of just walk back. So, okay. A support's never bad to get a kill. Just a support, though.
The support Leshrac ain't working out this game like it did last game. DooWop says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't be fooled again."
That's exactly what they said, yes.
Yep.
Z-Freak.
I'm referencing, hopefully, that people that know Bush. But anyway, Z-Freak, he is in trouble. That Scream actually missed, and maybe this mech... Nope, never mind.
Maybe! No, he's disintegrated. He just got obliterated there. He's not even in the game anymore. He's just gone.
Radiant's
Yep.
bottom tower
No, that's with the
is under
Necrolite.
attack.
JK looking for some damage on the Snaking. Can't get the ulti. Held it for
Center.
too long. Orchid on the correct one. This is when the Orchid's really, really good. Relocate coming in. Shotgun attempt is almost successful.
Oh, but he's still dead anyways, so Snake King cuts him off, and down he goes. Well played there across the board.
Tire Courier gets sniped out by some illusions. Axe, in the meantime, gets the the kill on the relocate back from the Wisp.
Cancel's in trouble top lane, by the way. He got the tower kill at least, but it's going to come at a cost, it looks like. There's the Orchid.
He's hit really hard, though.
That's right.
Really hard.
Wow.
Snake King's out of mana.
224 on there on that sap. And almost gets the kill on a flea, but no, just out of range. Now here comes this. There's a stomach, and he gets the kill. But Morphling will secure the kill on a Razor. Yeah, I don't know if that's worth it, but I mean, he got a tower kill as well.
Yeah, well, Sand King I don't think needed to die there. I think
True.
he gave him a freebie. But I'm really surprised JK held his ult for so long. I mean, Quap was missing like a good 85% of her mana. I guess he really wanted to wait till that was 0%, but considering the mana pool of Queen of Pain, he was missing like 1,200 mana. I think that clearly was a kill, but maybe he didn't feel so confident about it. So got stunned right at during the animation, and that's what kind of changed the tides of that whole little skirmish.
You can just see the mobility now, though, working for DW. They got bots on both Queen of Pain as well as Morphling now, so this is where they really become scary as far as very, very active here. And they're constantly catching left and right. So what Complexity now is just simply, let's get Anti-Mage 6 slotted and then try to win the game. Like, they really don't have a choice at this point. And that's going to take a while, it feels like, so I think they're fine. This game lasting a long time.
Yeah, and Anti-Mage is getting close to I mean, he can still get some big items, but this is a very top-heavy lineup. Razor doesn't offer hardly anything, especially with the farm progression he's got. He's going to be offering very, very little. Desperately needs a BKB, and it does look like that's what he's getting next, but even with the BKB, that's just stopping him from dying. It's not really adding to his damage.
Yeah, Blink Dagger now in Disruptor. That's huge to have as well. Set up some nice blinks.
Nice stun from Melons in the mid onto the relocate. Dust is out of range. That's the second time I've seen a double stun onto a relocate. Or onto two different heroes, I should say.
Hitting them both actually well played for sure. As here we go, bottom lane though. They do catch Snake King with the call. Here comes a Static Storm in response, but down goes Quap, just too much damage. Sandstorm, Daru kicking in from Flea. Ain't going to happen though. He walks the other way. He's going to be found, however. JK finds him. Nice job with the Yield Scepter. There is the attempted Burrow Strike away. They know he's here. Can they stop him? Yes, they can. Anti-Mage actually secures it there with the Mana Void. So 2 kills just like that for Complexity. And now Basher just finished on Anti-Mage. And they're going to kind of split push right here even as well. So very key kills, actually.
Yeah, it all stemmed from the relocate that didn't really do anything onto the Leshrac, who got that double stun. Didn't get the kill onto him, and then they were forced to move backwards. And then that pitted DW into a situation where they had like a 3-on-5. And the stun from the Sand King was actually dodged by the Manta of Anti-Mage, whether it was intentional or not. Played a factor in that skirmish, so nicely done. And again, Complexity just becomes more top-heavy with so much farm. Sorry, I missed something. Zizzy coming back.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble. The link is happening. Is it going to be enough damage at the end? It should be. Yes, it is. He got the kill on a move, but at what cost there? It's for his life. That arrow from Mirana was huge as well to actually let them secure the kill onto Morphling, who dove for the kill into Axe. Another key kill for Complexity coming out. Those 2 towers. I mean, I've been looking at the net worth chart, and yeah, just look at the climb back up for Complexity. We're less than 1,000 now difference at this point. So, and the experience actually well in their favor. I guess Anti-Mage is definitely real, and the supporting cast is finally starting to kind of kick in a little bit. You have a Sage now on Razor. Sage and Yasha's coming out.
He's not going for the BKB. Okay, so more mobility. That's all I got, just more mobility. It's not like SNY really does much damage. I guess it can slow people down with the proc, but with the recent change, the ranged heroes don't really slow people with the Sage effect as much as they used to.
Okay.
But, I mean, this Anti-Mage is almost got an Abyssal now. After that, you're looking at a 6th item, 7th item with Moon Shard or something. So, just very, very farmed.
Yeah, that's going to be the roadblock here, as said many, many times this game for DooWop. As impressive that they started to look here in this game number 2 throughout the mid-game especially. That he is going to be the troublesome, and especially if you're getting a couple of deaths here and there on key targets. So It feels like, you know, just we're talking about that mobility really kicking in for DW that's kind of stopped now. We see a lot of grouping up here from Complexity. In fact, they're doing it again here in the middle lane. The smoke around Anti-Mage. See what this results.
I'm wondering if they want to go for a relocate play on the bottom and just hit that tower and split, but we'll see what they do. Lincoln's pop, Abyssal now completed on Anti-Mage. He is very, very deadly. They know that the Wisp is sitting somewhere behind. They actually use the Pod ult. They can get a kill onto Zizzy before he's able to get the replicate out. Nope, he senses something. He smells something.
Spider senses tingling.
That's right. He TP's all the way to the bottom lane. He has that replicate up, but he's only got 20 seconds of freedom here until he has to actually go back. So can maybe push one wave and then has to get back. I think that's what he'll do.
What a noob. Quap just used his ultimate on a creep wave.
Yeah, you'll see.
No, I know.
It's really fun when you get the Octarine, and then you got a 30-second cooldown in your ult.
Jeez, yeah, 40 seconds is pretty damn low. So yeah, that'll be back up by the time anything is relevant, I'm sure. You see the haste rune down here, so smoke attempt now from DooWop. Roshan is not up just yet. He should be coming up very shortly, though. Seems like they might have been checking for that. And they're going to make their way out of the way to the bottom here, but ooh, double damage somewhere.
Oh, they see cancel. No BKB. Are they going to go onto him?
Oh, he blinks away. Meanwhile, though, Sand King jumps into the background. Some miscommunication somewhat, it feels like. Sackstorm connect field. Going to kind of zone them out a little bit. Cancel kind of left himself in the front lines, but he's just fine with that. The link is up. JK now jumps in. Sand King's in. Jump with that Abyssal Blade doing work. He goes down. Gets torn into pieces. Sand King throws himself in the air only to be cut through from the axe. A 3-for-0 exchange in favor of Complexity, and they're pinging Roshan. It's not up just yet, but huge fight for Complexity again, and now it feels like all the momentum's in their favor.
I can't imagine that being played any worse on the side of DooWop. They just very, very awkward stuns, very, very awkward decisions of when to go in and when not to. The ult from Disruptor, he blinked in and tried a Static Storm connect field and hit 0 heroes. They all walked out.
Yeah.
Then he glimpsed a Razorback who went maybe all of like 150
Oh, they actually
range.
used it on Razor? Okay.
He used it on Razor, so then he purges himself. Razor went back maybe 150 range. It didn't do anything. Sand King, he went inwards when the Quap was running out. So there was just tons of miscommunication, weird, awkward decisions from DooWop. They did force a buyback from Quap, and that's stopping them from Roche for now, but then they actually go back in.
Yeah, so it's almost like that buyback is just pointless, right? I mean, that was the whole purpose of stopping Roshan. And they don't even necessarily accomplish that, so this is going to be a free Roshan kill in the end. I mean, is Anti-Mage even... Could you argue giving this to, like, the Razor maybe, or is it just all...
No, I think you give it to Anti-Mage 100%. And then you have a way to hit the tower, and you cannot go on the Anti-Mage without Axe following up with in the back line or, you know, arrows coming out and things like that, so... Definitely give it to the Anti-Mage. He's going to be totally happy with that.
Epicenter channel, middle lane. They're going to go for Axe right here. They jump in. Is it going to be able to get the kill? It sure is. Meanwhile, Melons, look at this AoE damage. He's allowing support that does plenty of damage. Well, so does Morphling. He ports in and the recall and shotguns him. So 2-for-0. Nice couple of picks. But again, they still have to worry about now this Aegis onto Anti-Mage.
Oh, this pipe pickup is really nice from Razor. It's going to help prevent the shotgun going off on him, going off on his teammates, maybe. So I like that. DooWop has 33 seconds to maybe get some damage under these towers. They take out the tier 2 mid. Sizzy, he's got 40 seconds roughly on his replicate, so he feels pretty confident to do whatever. JK looking for an Abyssal. There is a Lincoln's up. And speaking of Lincolns, Zizzy pops the one on Anti-Mage and doesn't do too much damage with that. I mean, you see the level 4 man spell shield here for JK is preventing a lot of that damage coming out from Morphling. So the Morphling is going to have to rely on physical, like, auto-attack damage to kill this Anti-Mage.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, 50% magic resistance. Holy crap. Yeah, isn't that... I mean, is this quote-unquote shotgun build, is it, like, always a thing? Or could you argue that maybe he should have gone more of this physical presence instead?
I would say 9 times out of 10 you get the shotgun. Unless there's a clear game where you just need the Manta Illusions, like, a lot. Or very, very quickly, I should say. I'm speaking of Manta, I'm surprised he's sitting on 4,200 gold and not buying it. I think he'd have enough for it plus buyback. Yes, maybe. He's got 2,400 surplus, so he needs like 400 more or 500 more to get it plus buyback. Maybe that's what he's waiting for. He sells the stick. The courier is going toward the secret shop with. Oh, is he going butterfly? He's going butterfly.
Yeah.
He's not getting the Manta. So he has just a casual Yasha. I don't know. I feel like no one. Oh, and the courier dies, and he just bought his butterfly.
Oh my
A
gosh.
full butterfly on the courier. That's a 6,000 net worth. Now he goes on the Jason. Jason's dead. Drops the gem. Oh, this is disastrous for DooWop.
Oh my gosh. And it's all because of this Observer Ward right here.
And
MVP Observer Ward.
If they saw what's on the courier too, they know Zizzy doesn't have a buyback, and now they're going to play very, very aggressively if they do know that.
Yeah, with the Aegis, especially an anti-mage. I mean, this is all in here for complexity, because why not? Feels like the obvious choice as they're doing. Now, you see the bottom split push coming out, but they got to relocate. It's Morphling and Wisp, but they need to make a decision here. I mean, it looks like they're going to pressure the bottom tower for now, but I would assume falling back is going to be that option here in the near future, because this is going to be a free Rax elsewise.
You have to trade if you're DooWop. They're doing the right decision. They just need to make sure they don't all die in mid. So hoping to trade Raxes, maybe stop TPs on both sides. Right now it's going to be 1 Rax for 1.
Oh no, Snake King gets melted. Meanwhile, Fleece also caught it, just like that. 2 deaths happen. Quap does not have a buyback, remember. And there goes the other Rax here in the middle lane. You do see the bottom. They did clean up Rax down here, so at least a little bit of positive definitely for DooWop. But they're going right for the tier 4. They're going right to finish this game, it feels like. Your complexity. I mean, can they stop this? Quap is dead, or is dead and is not buying back for 70 seconds.
Yep, they know he doesn't have it. Sand King, he buys back to try to get something done, but this is a... Oh my god, they might actually just thrown this. Aegis still up on the JK. Stun coming out on a 2. Nicely done, Melons. No follow-up there from Zizzy. Very slow, I have to say, very slow reactions here with his combo. JK runs in aggressively, tries to do something, still hitting the throne in the meantime. Razor is not paying attention to any of the shenanigans going past the throne, just hitting that throne.
He's like, yeah, he's just turning while the others are distracting. Finally, Sand King jumps in with the epicenter, trying to stall that. But meanwhile, Anti-Mage, they do take out Disruptor. Sand King does fall, and I think Complexity on the verge of a GG right here. Morphling, he wave dashes through, but he's just simply trying to survive at this point, using that strength gain of his. JK, though, sits on top of the Abyssal Blade, and down goes the Morphling, a triple kill. And he sure has got like, GG, well played. That will be it, just like that, it feels like, for Complexity. What a... Not necessarily a comeback by them, but just, you know, all of a sudden they got the burst of momentum themselves, and they just did not stop with it.
Yeah, nicely played by Complexity. I think Game 1 was certainly a much better showing. This was kind of like the Anti-Mage show, to be honest. Of course, you had some really nice plays. Even though the Leshrac seemed to be food for a good period of time, he was still landing lots of good stuns. Axe was landing lots of good calls. But yeah, Anti-Mage really did the heavy lifting there. I have to say that DooWop kind of outplayed themselves, though. They were in such a driver's seat. They had such good farm on the Morphling. They had actually a better distribution of farm on all their heroes, but some really weird, just awkward initiations where one hero, Sand King, would go in, the others would leave at the same time. The communication clearly wasn't there, so they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, as does Complexity, no doubt, but that's got to feel really good if you are Complexity. Again, especially with the performance on the back foot of yesterday, getting destroyed by Team NP after what's your first public appearance, really, in a tournament scene. Now they follow it up with a very, very positive performance against DooWop here. So, again, feeling good, but still work to be done. This is the qualifiers here for the Summit 6 event for the American region, of course, and now you're down to 3 teams. So that does officially knock out DooWop here in this double elimination format. So pull up the brackets actually real quickly for you guys. I'll need to, of course, make the quick edit of the text there. But okay, well, it's not advanced, but you get the point. Complexity moving on, and then we have DooWop being knocked out. So FDL versus Team NP, of course, is still, I want to say is still happening on the mainstream. I haven't really gotten any updates on that, but I assume it's taking place, and be interested to see how that one shapes up. But, of course, no matter what there, somebody's being knocked down to face Complexity. Will it be a rematch of NP, or will be FDL instead? So that'll be fun to find out coming up. But Trout, that means our cast here is going to come to a close. So I want to obviously thank you for joining me, and any shout-outs, anything else you want to say about this match here?
No, I just definitely a much better showing here in day 2 for Complexity's new debut of their roster. I would much rather see them play NP now that I think Complexity have shaken off the jitters, so to speak, and stolen maybe a strat or 2 there from NP with the Nyx and relocate combo. It was a really strong one. Surprised DooWop didn't go for it. They did have a good showing here, at least in game 2, for the I'd say the 75% of the game, but it's the last 25% things just fell apart. But Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Yeah, and I want to obviously thank myself. That sounded weird.
Thank
I
yourself,
wanna
Ricky. Whoa, pat yourself on the back.
That did not come out as I wanted to. I'm a really, really modest guy. So, no, really humble guy here. No, I wanted to say, for myself, I want to thank Beyond the Summit for giving us a chance here to cast here on their Twitch channel. This event is for the official English broadcasters, so I really do appreciate it. You know, I'm obviously getting into the scene here as a caster and stuff like this. I could definitely help with that. So big thanks to the Beyond the Summit here, and thanks for you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Obviously the VODs will be up if you missed any action, and hopefully this is the start of more casts to come even. Whether it's through BTS or whatever else is out there. But Dota 2 definitely a big part for me now as well. So anyways, it was fun here. Have a good night, guys. By the way, where can people find you on social media, Tralf? Let's get that out of the way.
Just Tralf Dota 2 or Tralf Dota. I think is what it is.
All right, Tralf Dota. Okay.
Yeah.
At
I want to say I want to thank myself too, and
I thought I did a great job, guys.
I really appreciate myself coming out here to cast with you. And
shut up, asshole. No, but for me, obviously, old Breaky CBK across the board for Facebook, Twitter, whatever. So. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you perhaps next time here on whatever this is. So, on the Summit 6 American Qualifier. So, congratulations to Complexity. It'll be interesting to see how they do moving forward once again. So, have a good night, guys. We'll see you next time here.